I know my son loves Thai curry, so when I came across this recipe on allrecipes.com, I thought, I bet Daniel would like that. The response from my son and husband was, put that in the rotation. Our way of saying, I could eat that every night. Don't let the lengthy list of ingredients scare you off. Using rotisserie chicken, this is a relatively easy, healthy meal, and so delicious. Each day during the month of February, I will be using the $4.99 Costco rotisserie chicken as a springboard for a wide variety of easy, inexpensive, delicious meals that are generally very healthy. Tune in every day this month for a new recipe. Well, this is the peanut curry chicken from allrecipes.com, and like all good curries, there are about 1 million ingredients. You start off with your spice blend. I am not going to add salt to my spice blend because I always wait to salt, but it has 2 teaspoons of coriander. I happen to be out of coriander, but I do have a garam masala, and their main ingredient is coriander, so I'm substituting that. It has 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of paprika, and a half teaspoon of cayenne is the recommendation. I use about 1/4 and have that already in my blend. And I'm going to, again, add this to taste because not everybody likes it as spicy. The next thing is what goes in the curry. Of course, we're doing a rotisserie chicken. The original recipe had you using 2 pounds of chicken thighs cut into 2-inch pieces. I have pulled off predominantly the dark meat, and that's what we're going to be putting in. And I have about 2 pounds of meat, so this is going to be leftovers for tomorrow. 1 large onion chopped, 6 cloves of garlic, a tablespoon of finely grated fresh ginger. I keep that in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, pull it out when I need it, use my microplane zester to do that, and then I'll stick it right back in the freezer. 3.5 cups of chicken broth, or to taste. So I may not use all of that, and that of course is the chicken broth that I've made, and the recipe is linked below in the description. And 3/4 of a cup of natural peanut butter. You want to just have peanuts and salt in it. You don't want sugar or corn syrup or grape jelly or anything in it. A 1/2 cup of ketchup. Thanks to my grandchildren, I actually have ketchup. I'm going to go ahead and add the 1 tablespoon of packed brown sugar. Probably could get away without that. I don't know. We'll follow his recipe. 1 pound of zucchini. We're going to cut into chunks. I've got a lot of cutting to do. So the red bell pepper, the poblano pepper, all need to be cut up along with my onion. So that's going to be doing some chopping here. And then I'm going to have some roasted peanuts, 1/2 cup roasted peanuts. The recipe calls for 2 cups of hot cooked rice, which means I cook 1 cup of rice. That will give me 2 cups cooked. We have a lime and some cilantro, some optional cilantro, but not everybody likes cilantro. If you think it tastes like soap, don't put it on. Those are our ingredients, and I'm going to get chopping. I am sauteing my chopped onions. It's a large onion chopped. Don't worry about the list of ingredients. Just look in the description below. The recipe is completely printed out. So I'm just going to saw this until the onions are translucent. My onions are sauteed, so I'm going to add my minced garlic and my fresh grated ginger. Kind of mushy because it was in the freezer, but that's okay. Looks just fine. Now I'm going to stir that for just a minute or so. Oh, that smells good already. Fresh ginger smells so delicious. And at this point, here's my spice mix, all those spices. And I'm going to put maybe half of it in there. Stir that up just a little bit. Yeah. Chicken broth. Add a bit more. 3½ cups of chicken broth. And here's the rest. Now, if you're thinking my pot looks a little dirty, well, it's because I just cooked this chicken broth in this pot. I didn't even bother to clean the pot. I just got everything out of it. But it has a little bit of yummy, tasty, chickeny goodness. Okay, now I'm going to bring that to a bit of a boil. And in the meantime, I'm going to put in the peanut butter, the ketchup, and the brown sugar. There's a brown sugar, that's easy. There's my peanut butter. I'll use a rubber scraper and get the rest of that out. Just a second. There's my ketchup. Now, I had almost exactly a ½ cup of ketchup in my container, and to get the rest of it out, I just put in some chicken broth. Clean out that container well. And we're going to bring all of this to a simmer. Simmering quite nicely, so I'm going to reduce my heat from medium down to a low, and I'm going to let that keep cooking. And in the meantime, I'm going to put on my rice. That's a cup of rice with a little over 2 cups of water and a little bit of salt in there. We're going to let this simmer over here for about 20 minutes, and then I will be adding the vegetables. Our curry sauce is done, and I have added more of the seasoned blend. So I've added probably 3/4 of it, and I've added some salt, and I have been tasting it. So I just put a little drop on a spoon, and I taste that. Once I get the vegetables in, I'm probably going to need a little more salt. I may want more spice, I don't know. But that's all set. Now, at this point, if this is way more food, there are only 1 or 2 of you, and you would like to not eat this for the whole week, one of the things you can do is stop right now and pull out some of this curry, stick it in the freezer, and then pull it out, thaw it, and add your chicken and vegetables when you're ready for it. So just a little tip. Now, is it good leftover? It's perfectly wonderful leftover, but that's if you don't want to eat it tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to add our cubed zucchini, our diced poblano pepper, and I had a little bit of an orange pepper in there too, so I did a red and orange pepper. Oh, that's beautiful. And here is my ½ cup of peanuts. I'm going to stir that all together, and we're going to let that cook until the vegetables are done, which his directions have you cooking it like 30 or 40 minutes, which to me is a little more done than I want my vegetables to be. So I'm going to cook it for probably about 20 minutes, and then I will be adding the chicken to it. So there we go. Okay, I think the vegetables are about the doneness that I like them. They still have a little bit of a crunch to them. They're not just cooked into mush, which I don't really like. But this would also be really good with fresh green beans, fresh broccoli or cauliflower, some fresh carrots. So use your imagination as far as the vegetables are concerned. It's really all about the curry sauce. And now it's time to add the chicken. There's our rotisserie chicken. We'll get that all stirred in. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It's just heavenly. You know, when you walk into a Thai restaurant and the smells just overwhelm you, that's what this is like. Just heavenly smell of all of those curry spices. Ready to serve it up. And what we're going to be doing is just putting a bed of rice with the curry on top. And we have several things to garnish it with. One is just some freshly chopped cilantro, some chopped peanuts, roasted peanuts, and a little bit of lime. So here we are, all set and ready to go. If you like Thai food, the original recipe, he said, you know, it was inspired by a lot of countries, but it's not specifically Thai. It reminds me kind of Thai and kind of Vietnamese, but definitely that Southeast Asian flavor, which is just wonderful in my opinion. So I'm going to very much enjoy my dinner. Thanks so much for joining us, and try out the peanut curry. See you next time.